Hey sweets, and welcome back to my channel. Now today I am dressed as possibly my favourite look that's ever been on Drag Race. I'm talking Naomi Smalls, and that must mean it's time for All Stars 4. We've got here quick, Jesus. Now despite having the most amount of lip syncs on any All Stars season to date, these ones, they're not so great. That sounds really shady, but the lip syncs on All Stars 4 aren't very memorable, and they're not bad per se, but they're not the best. All Stars 4 was the first ever All Stars season that I actually managed to watch. Living over here in the UK, it was the only one available on Netflix at the time, so that was the first one I got to watch, and I remember being blown away by the talent of the cast. Every single person brought something new and original to the table, and it was just a joy to watch. There's so much drama left, right and centre. The queens, bickering with each other and then resolving it like the day after. Crazy shit like that. I do like All Stars 4. A lot of people don't, but I personally do. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the video. In 13th place, we have episode 7, Queens of Clubs, which is Latrice Royale versus Trinity the Tuck to You Spin Me Round Like a Record by Dead or Alive, where Latrice Royale wins and eliminates Valentina. Trinity's performance of this song, choices. She wears a suit resembling an old person, which is really saggy, and it's got like these huge boobs on it. I get what she was trying to do, but like Monique said, it's just too much. It's gross, it's kind of disgusting, and just doesn't really work with the song. I get the approach she was going for, it just, no. It also limits what she can do with the song, so she has to basically rely on facial expressions for a song that requires movement. On the other hand, Latrice takes a better approach to the song, but either she doesn't do much or the camera is so focused on Trinity that we don't get to see it. But the best part of this lip sync is when Latrice rolls across the stage and it shows her carefree nature and that she's just not taking this lip sync too seriously. I reckon she knew she'd won it because of how the judges were reacting to what Trinity was wearing. It's just a mess. In 12th place, we have episode 6, LaLaPaRUza, which is Valentina versus Pheromone to Kitty Girl by RuPaul, where Valentina wins and Pheromone doesn't get to return to the competition. This is one of the worst of the 4 lip syncs in this episode, not because it's bad, but because the others are just better. It takes a while for this lip sync to actually go anywhere, and going off the judges' reactions, they were kinda underwhelmed. Farah isn't the best lip syncer, we know this already, but after Valentina's stellar lip sync in episode 2, I felt almost let down. She looks stunning, don't get me wrong. I love what Valentina's wearing. I would want a version of that, but in like black or something. It's gorgeous. I will say though that once the lip sync picked up, Valentina showed us that she's a really good dancer and she just had a lot of fun with it. And the best part for me is when Valentina does like a funny walk towards the end of the song, which shows that despite being very poised a lot of the time, she's not afraid to look silly. In 11th place, we have episode 1, All Star Super Queen Variety Show, which is Trinity the Tuck versus Monique Hart to Emotions by Mariah Carey, where Trinity the Tuck wins and eliminates Jasmine Masters. Usually the first lip sync of the season is relatively memorable and a lot of fun, but this one's just really kind of messy and sort of forgettable. First of all, Monique takes her wig off and there's nothing underneath, although I think there's like glitter but you can't see it very well. And it gets stuck in the rafters above the stage, which is iconic. Another issue I have with this is that Gia wasn't in the top this episode. Her kabuki performance in the variety show was so impressive and beautiful, and she's spent years and years practicing and learning and perfecting this. Trinity's in a gown, not a gown, that gown, and this restricts what she can do. It's a Mariah song though, so I guess it kind of works. The best part for me is the whistle tone in the song where Trinity falls to the ground and holds her ear, mocking Mariah Carey. In 10th place, we have episode 9, Sex and the Kitty Girl, which is Monique Hart versus Trinity the Tuck to When I Think of You by Janet Jackson, where Trinity the Tuck wins and eliminates Latrice Royale. Now, I want to preface this by saying that there is nothing particularly wrong with this lip sync. It's just so forgettable. Nothing really stands out about this performance. Nothing really stands out about this performance. The queens do a couple of reveals, like taking skirts off, but nothing else really happens. They do both, however, have the right energy for the song. It doesn't have many words, so the queens have to focus on movement, and they do both do that. Both queens have very similar energies and deliver all-round good performances. It's just not a standout. And the best part for me is where Monique twirls in the centre of the stage to the beat of the song. In 9th place, we have episode 10, Super Queen Grand Finale, which is Trinity the Tuck versus Monet X Change to Fighter by Christina Aguilera, where both of them win the crown. Both queens definitely encompass the message of the song as they play up to their strengths in the final push to snatch the crown. Trinity gives us the usual fierce attitude and dance moves, and Monet gives us comedy and sass. I agree with most of the fan base that Monique should have been the top two instead, but after seeing Monet after the show and how she's made a successful career out of winning the title, I'm very proud of her, and she is super deserving of it all, except from the hate that she got after winning. She didn't deserve any of that. Trinity worked really hard all season, and she was a front runner right from the get-go, so we knew she would make it to the finale. And the best part is where Monet snatches off her wig to reveal the exact same wig underneath. In 8th place, we have episode 6, LaLaPaRUza, which is Monique Hart versus Latrice Royale to Sissy That Walk by RuPaul, where both of them win and Latrice gets to return to the competition. This lip sync was the double chantay, which I think is somewhat questionable, but I'll come back to that later. Don't get me wrong, both queens kill this lip sync. I just think it was the double chantay because it's Latrice. It's on the same level as It's Okay Because You're Alyssa. But back to the lip sync. The queens have the right energy and give the confidence and the attitude that the song would suggest, and both are really good dancers. They both do reveals, like Monique's fiery orange wig, which is gorgeous and looks stunning on her, and it's everything you'd expect to see in a Drag Race lip sync. I just don't think, performance-wise, it's the best. But the best part of the lip sync is where Latrice does a wig reveal and then sissies her walk. In 7th place, we have episode 6, LaLaPaRUza, again, which is Jasmine Masters versus Trinity the Tuck to Peanut Butter by RuPaul, where Trinity the Tuck wins and Jasmine doesn't get to return to the competition. A lot of you will disagree that this lip sync is better than the previous, but I just think this one's hilarious. I'm a huge fan of Jasmine Masters, and to see her perform such a high energy and physically demanding song is just fantastic. Of course, Trinity would excel at this lip sync because she literally has the most perfect ass for this lip sync, almost as if it was written for her. Jasmine tries to keep up and does put on a relatively good show in the beginning, but I think she got tired by the halfway point and just began to slow down the pace a little bit. It's also hilarious when she attempts to shake her ass, but it's padded, it's not going to move anywhere. But the best part is where Trinity does her iconic butt wiggle and Farrah gets overly excited about it. In 6th place, we have episode 5, Roast in Peace, which is Manila Luzon versus Monet X Change to Jump to It by Aretha Franklin, where both of them win and nobody gets eliminated. This song isn't lyrically heavy, but it has a lot of vocal runs and almost scat. I think it's scat, I'm not too sure. This is great because both Manila and Monet are comedy queens, and this type of song allows them to play to their strengths, especially Manila, whose comedy revolves around pulling stupid faces. Both queens have a lot of fun. They look the part and deliver a hilarious performance. And they also seem to be very in tune with each other. You know, they both strut to the beat of the song right at the beginning, using the exact same leg first. It's crazy how they managed to pull that off. Or it's probably just coincidence and I'm overanalyzing it. The judges are cackling all the way through, and it's just a lot of fun and is a great end to a comedy challenge. But the best part of the lip sync is this specific moment, where the two queens do what they do best. In 5th place, we have episode 4, Jersey Justice, which is Manila Luzon versus Monique Hart to the Bitch Is Back by Tina Turner, where Monique Hart wins and eliminates Latrice Royale. First, I want to talk about the storyline of this lip sync, in that Latrice and Monet are the bottom two, and Manila and Monique are the top two. It's obvious who each queen would choose to eliminate because Monet and Monique are best friends, and Manila and Latrice are best friends. Manila is really fighting to win to save Latrice, but Monique just kills this lip sync. There is no denying that. And we get to see if she would really eliminate the living legend Latrice Royale. But back to the lip sync. Monique destroys Manila, without a doubt. She looks the part, she channels Tina Turner perfectly, and she's high energy, emotive, and really goddamn stunning. Monique is beautiful. Manila does a good job, but it's just no match for Monique. The best part is where Monique traverses across the stage and flipping her hair to the chorus. In 4th place, we have episode 3, Snatch Game of Love, which is Manila Luzon versus Trinity the Tuck to How Will I Know by Whitney Houston, where Manila Luzon wins and eliminates Gia Gunn. There is a storyline to this lip sync too, in that Trinity really wanted to send home Gia for being the shit stirrer of the season. In this lip sync, she had the opportunity to do so, but then lost the lip sync. There also was the factor that Valentina was in the bottom two, and she learned that Manila could send her home because she's strong competition. When Manila won, we were all left wondering if she would eliminate the villain of the season or one of the frontrunners at this point. In the lip sync though, Manila really feels her 80s romance Breakfast Club fantasy, especially in my favourite part of the lip sync where she reopens Alyssa's dance corner and emotes having a teenage crush. In 3rd place, we have episode 8, RuPaul's Best Judy Race, which is Naomi Smalls versus Monet X Change to Come Rain or Come Shine by Judy Garland, when Naomi Smalls wins and eliminates Manila Luzon. Now, this was one of the most shocking eliminations in Drag Race history. Manila was the frontrunner of the season, and the one time she slips up so close to the end, she gets sent home. Naomi throughout the season said that Manila is one of her biggest inspirations in drag and pulls an absolute power play move by eliminating her biggest competition towards the end. Now back to the lip sync. Naomi proves here that she's not just a pretty face, but can have a lot of fun and not take herself so seriously in a performance. This lip sync is everything. Monet doesn't do much in this lip sync except opening an umbrella filled with gold confetti, but Naomi well and truly steals the spotlight. And the best part for me is the climax of the song where Naomi goes all out, channels Judy Garland, and has so much fun with her performance. In 2nd place, we have episode 2, Super Girl Groups Henny, which is Monet X Change versus Valentina to Into You by Ariana Grande, where Valentina wins and eliminates Pheromone. Valentina well and truly redeems herself from her season 9 lip sync against Nina Bonita Brown by delivering such a fantastic performance that is one of my favourites of the season. She lives her Ariana Grande fantasy and shows us how talented of a dancer she is. She goes all out, killing her choreo and just destroying Monet. Monet performs the lip sync to Valentina as if she's into her, and tries to go for a funny route, but it's just not as effective when Valentina is performing so well. But the best part of this lip sync for me is this cinematic masterpiece. It speaks for itself. I also want to give props to the lighting tech as well for just nailing this moment while Valentina is in the depth of her Ariana Grande fantasy. Now, as always, I'm just going to take this moment to say a quick thank you for watching my video. If you've enjoyed watching these videos so far, please check out the rest of the playlist. I've done quite a few of these videos and there's not that many left. So if there's a season you've missed out on, go check out the playlist. They're all in there. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and leave a cheeky subscribe if you want to see more content. As always, my Instagram and my Twitter are linked in my description if you want to go and check me out. That sounds very weird, but if you want to go give me a follow, that'd be super cool. I post regularly and I post updates on when I'm going to be uploading, so you don't want to miss that. Now, without any further ado, let's get into the #1 spot. And in first place, we have episode 6, LaLaPaRUza. Again. Which is Gia Gunn versus Naomi Smalls to Adrenaline by RuPaul, where Naomi Smalls wins and Gia Gunn, for some reason, doesn't get to return to the competition. This should have been the double shantay of this episode. I mean, come on. Gia shows us what she's learnt since becoming House of Edwards, giving us voguing and hair flips and costume reveals and windmills, but the judges don't seem to respond, which absolutely sucks because she served. Naomi incorporates her skill of posing and her flexibility to serve attitude and give us legs for days. This performance is fierce as hell, and both queens took so naturally to the song. I really love this one. Naomi proved that she's better than just looking pretty, and Gia showed that she is fierce competition. She should have come back. I'm so sad she didn't get to return, because this lip sync was everything, and Gia brings the drama, mama. But the best part of this lip sync for me, of course, is Naomi's legendary backbend. How the hell do you even begin to do that kind of thing? I'm trying to wrap my mind around it. I can't even, stand up properly. Never mind do that. My posture is screaming. So that is it for today's video. Thank you for joining me today. Up next we have my favourite season of all time with my favourite queen of all time. Season 11. You don't want to miss that. It'll be out on Monday. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any more content. I'm posting a lot more stuff over the Halloween period. I've got a few projects planned, so it'd be cool if you check those out as well. Take good care of yourselves, make sure to get plenty of rest, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!